the Rolex would probably get more views. It's new, it's in demand, it's hyped, everyone's talking about it. No one wants to get their eyes or thinking of Rolex because, you know, Rolex is Rolex. But what I really want to talk about is this $32,200 watch that is definitely not for everyone. In fact, let me just repeat that again, let it sink in for a second. $32,200 for a watch that is time only, that is in stainless steel. So the thinking, do I add to the child college fund or get this watch? Which one has a better return of investment? So of course I've taken the most logical decision any watch addict looking to fill his void would do, and how about the watch? Shit. Once again, at $32,200 US for a stainless steel time-only watch, you have to ask yourself the question, why? Especially for someone like myself that had played with a lot of watches for many years, it's very difficult for me to get excited about a watch that justifies that dollar value, unless I'm possessed, sick, addicted to this H. Moser Streamliner small second blue enamel from the minute I laid my eyes on it. Now, I don't know if you own the Streamliner, came close to it, or own other variations from the Streamliners, or felt the same way I do about this. This is my first from the brand. I'm absolutely a tourist to Moser. And thanks a lot, by the way, to WatchEnthusiast. That's his handle on Instagram. Give him a follow, a true enthusiast. He is the reason why I got this watch. We met chatting about the 6119 Calatrava and topping up a rubber strap and how it gives it a whole new look, and I was against that point, but he had this watch on, right? Not this specific watch, but he had his own watch, and I couldn't keep my eyes off it. I'm like, I didn't realize the Streamliner would be that thin. 39K size. I was like, this is something completely different, and I did my homework and I wanted to get this watch, and I battled to get this watch. Globally, I've gone to every single retail point speaking about this watch, and luckily it came through. Thanks, WatchEnthusiast. This is the H. Moser Streamliner small second blue enamel reference 6500-1200. It's distracting, it's thrilling, and it's deceiving from what it reads on paper. Let me explain. Now, unlike many other watch brands that draw inspiration from existing designs, and that's almost everyone right now doing that, Moser stood apart with this new iteration of the Streamliner. They definitely hit it on the head, for sure. You see, it's not just another sporty industrial style integrated bracelet watch. That's not, I mean, in paper may read that way, but that's not what the Streamliner is about. From the bracelet fluidity, the overall gracefulness this watch gives you, and this organic, elegant, clean, kind of flashy look is what pulled me to award it. I paid, and then I started to think about what I did. When it comes to watches, I have an issue. I have a very, very big issue. This is the first Streamliner in a case diameter of 39mm and thickness of only 10.9mm. Now, if you think about it, this isn't just a case refinement, but a whole new movement was developed entirely to achieve these proportions. And who knows, perhaps this is the new platform that will serve as a foundation for future Streamliner releases. I think it's genuinely impressive. Honestly, this is exciting. The top of the case is built beautifully, brushed, sloping downwards in a way that adds depth and character at the same time. I don't know if I am talking about a girl at this point or a watch, but this is just the beginning and it's about to get really emotional with this bracelet, so pay attention. The bracelet isn't merely integrated as the paper reads, as I said earlier. There is no straight lines, just as in life, nothing is truly straight. Now, each link of the bracelet is vertically brushed, with the brushing exposed toward the end, where the bracelet bends basically. You may think there's something wrong with your eyes, that's what I thought, or there is actually a full see-through gap. There isn't. And it's not your eyes, and it's Moser that you want to blame for not seeing it right away. Visually, this bracelet is doing a lot of work. It seems like there is straight lines, but in fact it breaks, right? So it's just a break, it's not a full see-through gap. That could have been monotonous to other brands if had they not done that, right? Like they would have just looked like they're copying other brands. But in fact, this is organic, different, original, dynamic, and somehow this bracelet is very, very engaging. I cannot begin to tell you how many times I was distracted in a meeting and outside and in life and in whatever I was doing just stealing a couple of minutes to look at this bracelet and try to understand what happened there. Now, the other interesting thing as well that I noticed just before this video, it's a tricky thing with this watch. The more you experience it, the more you find new things, is that the center links are not actually flat. They dip in the middle. They're like almost pressed in the center of the link. And that just goes to tell you that Moser had really gone the extra to think about stuff like that with this new design language. And when I say new, it isn't new to Moser, it's new to the watch industry. This isn't lazy design. This is thoughtful and exciting and original. In a time where brands, both newcomers and old ones, struggle to find a distinctive identity or maintain continuity in their design language, from cases to bracelets, and still keep us excited. If you look at the Royal Oak, yes, once upon a time, we thought this is the one and only. I personally thought this way, regardless of the experience you get in the boutique, how bad or how good it is. Keeping that aside, yes, it's a legendary design language, but owning it for a couple of years, you start to get bored of it. You start to understand that you just don't get the same level of fluidity you get with this Moser Streamliner. But Moser risen from the dark to the challenge in a time where creativity and innovation in a wearable size, and that's very, very important, is almost perceived dead. I mean, think about it. The Astronomia from Jacob & Co., that's creativity and innovation. It's not wearable size though. So a humanly wearable size is very, very important, right? So the fact that they've slimmed the case, they built a whole new movement for this, the Micro-Rotor HMC 6500, in a very sleek, slick, wearable size. If you're speaking about the dial, it is truly unique. It's effortful. Moser calls this Aqua Blue Fumé. In French, it means smoke. This enamel hammered textured dial is a result of 3 different enamel pigments, both colored, applied, and fired again, and fired multiple other times to give you this gradient effect, with no logo, of course, for Moser. Now, by no means this is a lazy design. I think it's thoughtful, elegant, and most importantly, exciting. Like, it's really hard to get excited about what watch brands are going to release, considering everyone's following everyone. Moser came and they stripped their logo out. They're like, you know what? You'll recognize eventually that this is a Moser, this is a Streamliner, without even our logo on top of it, which is a very bold, powerful move. And the fact that they won that challenge, this is interesting. I like it. I mean, on the wrist, if I put it on, I actually wear my watches on the left wrist, not the right one, but I've got my Garmin. You guys know my fitness story, and I've been slacking off a lot lately. I just think this is the perfect size, man. I mean, I don't know. I absolutely love this. The hour and minutes hands use what Moser calls global light, which is a blend of solid ceramic materials that they use a superluminova. And what I really find interesting here is that the hour hand gives you the illusion when you're looking at it that it's actually extending way beyond the dial itself. The second subdial is also lacquered and powered, of course, by a whole new Micro-Rotor movement. I mean, I don't know, man. To me, I think Moser put out a very big statement with this new iteration of the Streamliner. It is truly a masterpiece. From the softened transitions between the case and the bracelet, to the smoother lines running from the dial to the bezel, every small change Moser did with the Streamliner is nothing short of extraordinary. Do let me know if $32,200 US is something you could justify for a watch like that. Time only stainless steel watch. I know it did for me. I know I absolutely love it. And no, I'm not rich. I'm just irresponsible and crazy about watches, and still have no regrets buying this watch, and I want to enjoy it. But do let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about it, and if you've done something like that. And I don't know, man, I always like reading your comments. Peace.